Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for the penultimate episode of Heroes Reborn, which means the second and last episode until the finale. Alright, so let's start talking about this episode. This is called Company Woman. So, if you guys don't know, I'm sure you know that Heroes is one of my favorite shows of all time, the original Heroes, and one of my favorite all-time episodes of television is Company Man in Season 1 of Heroes. So to have this title be Company Woman, you got to live up to some big expectations and definitely have to fill some shoes here. So what is this episode about? Of course, the Company Woman, who is our main villain, and learning about her past. That why she doesn't like Evos is actually because she was forced into a relationship with this Evo who saved her father, and that is how she had her daughter. And all the things that she's been doing really is for her daughter, and that's something we learned in this episode. Also, you have the other side of the plot, where the world's ending, and everyone's trying to help in the Evo world, and kind of in the outside. And our Company Woman's kind of doing it a different way. She's trapping Tommy in a video game. Sure. So that is our cliffhanger of the episode. But yeah, it is definitely mostly seeing some of our heroes interact, like some of the human characters even interact. Like I want to say Emily is her name, the Tommy's friend, and also the Ando 2.0, Katana Girl's friend, and definitely is Ando 2.0. So they end up trying to help Tommy also. So that's kind of what's going on in this episode. And also we actually get to see Union Wells High School, which Claire went to way back in Season 1 of Heroes. So what do I think of the episode? I will say, honestly, this is the best episode of the series. I'm not saying it's mind-blowing, and I'm not saying there aren't problems, because yeah, there's problems throughout this whole show, but I like this episode more than the others because it reminded me of, obviously, the original Heroes, and that's what Heroes Reborn's been doing, is copying the original show, and not really giving us totally new stories, but I like the parallels here with our villain. Now, do I think this episode should come a lot sooner than the second and last episode? Hell yeah, because I didn't care about the villain up to this point. You didn't really know the villain up to this point, and for Noah to have his episode, first of all, was never in the end of the season. It was towards the end of the season, but yet 4 seasons after that. This is a mini-series. You should definitely have this episode before this, that way we could have cared about this villain and understand more of her plan. I feel like it's now a little bit too late to do this type of episode. But I did like her backstory. I thought it was interesting, and it's very similar to Noah, that Noah did a lot of things because of Claire, and our Company Woman here is doing a lot of things because of her daughter, and she's against Evos because of everything that's happened to her. So I thought it was a very interesting backstory, so I'll give it that. Again, is it a little bit too close to Noah? Probably, but I still like the idea, and it fleshed the character out a bit more. The actual plot, I'm still not really caring about. I think that's a big problem. I don't really care about this time travel. Oh my god, the world's gonna end. It's so convoluted, and there's so much going on with that I'm just not totally interested in that. And also the other characters. I mean, that's been a big complaint, is I don't really care about the other newer characters, because either they're shells of the old characters, or they're just not interesting. So there's some characters that die here, and I really simply just don't care. The Visible Girl, she dies. I'm like, alright, whatever. Didn't really care too much about her character. Of course, she had to save Claire's daughter, because that's the big story for the finale. So she wasn't going to die. It would have been more surprising if Claire's daughter did die, though. And then when Matt Parkman got stuck in the river, that was great. I mean, they destroyed Matt's character in this show so much. Not saying I was a huge Matt fan from the beginning, but he became a villain for no reason, and his motives are horrible. Yeah, they just destroyed that character, and him being in the river, screaming his head off, was the point where I'm like, cool, fine, just that, you could, there. Just just do that. I'm fine. It's like the show's kind of gone so ridiculous with the plot. And with even the cliffhanger, I'm just like, all right, sure, Heroes Reborn, just, you keep surprising me, and not in a good way. So, as you can see, there's parts I like about this episode, like I was saying, I definitely like the flashbacks, and it definitely reminded me of the Company Man episode because of that. Is it as good as the Company Man episode? Not at all, because it definitely is not as structured as Company Man was, which made it an awesome episode. Also, there was more build-up towards Noah's character to find out exactly who he is since the pilot episode. Here it's just like, alright, we found, we have some motive here, so I'm glad our villain's a little bit more fleshed out. It was a needed episode, definitely. So we'll see where the ending goes. I don't know. Also, a good part was the callback to Union Wells High School. I liked that. I liked, our Claire's daughter looking at Claire's picture. I thought that was cool. Zachary Levi's character, he had kind of his big moment with his wife in this episode, which again, I don't totally care about the characters too much, so I can't say, oh, that was such a powerful moment. It was okay. So overall, it's probably the best episode of Heroes Reborn, but that is not saying too much because the show has not been so great for me. But I will obviously be reviewing the finale. But I will say the finale review will be a tad bit late because I do have the Legends of Tomorrow episode that I have to review, and I'll be recording the podcast for Legends of Tomorrow right after the episode. So I'm probably going to have the Heroes Reborn episode a little late for that night. So I'm sorry about that. But I definitely will have the review up. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later. Bye.